Hundreds of women descended on downtown Lake Orion for the 4th annual Babes on Broadway.
Highlights of the homecoming week included a parade, powder puff football, and of course, crowning of a king and queen.
Several area fire departments got together in Orion Township to show off new and historic firefighting equipment.
And the car cruise season wrapped up with a charity event at Golling Buick GMC.
Hi, I'm Ciaramitaro.
And I'm Jonathan Jackson.
We'll have these stories plus much more right here on Ontv News. In 2012, Marcella Costin was drawn to the quaintness of downtown Lake Orion when she opened her second store known as Simply Marcella. Almost immediately, she got involved in the community events and partnered with the DDA to create a new event that encouraged the ladies of Lake Orion to enjoy what the downtown area has to offer. Now in its 4th year, Babes on Broadway took place on the evening of Thursday, October 8th. More than 200 women were found wandering the streets of downtown Lake Orion, visiting 23 shops that stayed open late for the event. Participants received gifts and coupons at each of the locations they visited and eventually ended up at 51 North Brewery for a closing reception.
It's a wonderful retail event that involves 23 of our businesses downtown. A major supporter of that is Simply Marcella, who does a lot of coordination of the ticket sales for this event. But we're able to bring over 200 women into downtown Lake Orion, and they go into every single one of our participating businesses. They get a little trinket or present or gift or coupon or something from the business that they can wear or come back in and redeem. And it's just a fun night for the women in our community, and it's a great night for our businesses as well.
Well, my favorite part about it is when you hear the ladies say, you know, I've lived in the area for 5 years, 15 years, and I never make it to downtown, and it's so refreshing to come down here, and I didn't know all these places existed, and that's what we're really about too, is sharing what we have with, you know, with our citizens in our community.
The event acted as a fundraiser for Haven, a nonprofit organization that serves Oakland County by offering assistance to victims of domestic violence. At the end of the evening, organizers were able to present a check for $2,500 to Haven.
Well, we feel like it reaches out to the entire community. It's not just a small group, but there's a lot of people that can benefit from the Haven per se. So we've been partial to them, although we've been challenged by other organizations to maybe take on their causes in the following year. So maybe we'll look at some other places as well.
If you or someone you know can benefit from the efforts of Haven, call their 24-hour crisis and support line at 248-334-1274, or you can visit haven-oakland.org for more information.
The Lake Orion Dragons varsity football season has been up and down, with the team going 3-4 after 7 games. After 2 straight losses, the team was able to rebound during the homecoming game against Bloomfield Hills on Friday night. Here's ONTV's Kevin McCormick with the highlights.
Homecoming week kicked off on Sunday, October 4th, with the annual parade through the streets of downtown Lake Orion. Hundreds of residents lined the streets of the village as the parade left Blanche Sims Elementary and made its way down Flint Street, making a right turn at Broadway. The parade was led by Lake Orion Police Chief Jerry Narsh in the department's 1941 Ford police car. The Lake Orion Marching Band was in fine form as they played the Dragon Fight song. Spectators enjoyed a piece of Lake Orion history as the 1945 Dragons logo went by on a flatbed truck. This logo was painted on the gym floor of the old Lake Orion High School, now known as the Amen Center. As the building undergoes renovations, this section of the gym floor was cut out and preserved for future generations. Representatives of each of Lake Orion schools took part in the parade, as well as school board members, athletes, cheerleaders, and of course, the homecoming court.
Next up from our senior court, we have Clarissa McCullough and Justin Cathers. Again, Clarissa and Justin are running for Senior King and Senior Queen. Our senior court representatives, Clarissa and Justin. Next up, we have Destiny and Dominic. Destiny Roper is a member of the varsity cheer squad, and she's escorted by Dominic Fosman, who's also running for Homecoming King. And our last senior couple this year is Corey Varney and Matt Aiello. Corey and Matt are again running for Senior King and Queen. They're our final.
And bringing up the rear were freshmen, JV, and varsity football players who were looking forward to the big game against Bloomfield Hills on Friday night. As a warm-up to the big homecoming game, Lake Orion High School seniors took on the juniors in the annual Powder Puff football game. The two teams have been practicing for less than a week in preparation of the annual event. While warming up before the game, both the seniors and the juniors had an excited energy about them. On the first play of the game, junior Paige Goodman ran the ball from the 39-yard line all the way to the senior end zone for a 51-yard touchdown. Minutes later, the seniors tied up the game when Hannah Stencil was handed the ball and ran for the touchdown. The teams continued to battle against each other, but the game remained tied until the third quarter. With 5 minutes remaining in the third, junior number 82, Madeline Zalick, took the handoff 31 yards for a touchdown. The junior class wasn't done scoring just yet. With a little over 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter, junior Gwyneth Broodbeck rushed past the senior defense for another touchdown, making the score 21-7. The seniors rallied together and fought back when number 36, Samantha Villazumaya, scored an 80-yard touchdown with 1:36 left. Unfortunately for the senior class, it wouldn't be enough. Juniors won the 2015 Powder Puff game with a score of 21-13. It was a beautiful night for football on Friday, October 9th, as the Dragons hosted the Bloomfield Hills Blackhawks for the homecoming game. The Blackhawks headed into the game with only one win on the season. The Dragons hadn't fared much better with a record of 2-4. After the Blackhawks' first drive resulted in a punt, the Dragons began their first drive on their own 22-yard line. The Dragons administered a heavy dose of running back Keith Fields as they marched down the field. With less than 5 minutes left in the first quarter, quarterback Caden Priestcorn hits number 28, LaJuan Bronner, for a 15-yard touchdown to give the Dragons an early lead. The extra point was good, Lake Orion 7, Bloomfield Hills 0. In the second quarter, the Blackhawks are on their own 14 when quarterback Eli Sherman laterals to wide receiver Mike Albany. The ball sails over his head where it's scooped up by Alec Mell and taken into the end zone for the touchdown. The extra point bounced off the upright, Dragons 13, Blackhawks nothing with 11 minutes left in the quarter. Later in the second, facing a 2nd and goal, Danny White goes 8 yards for his 4th touchdown of the season. The Dragons decided to go for the 2-point conversion. Priesthorn hits Michael Jarvis in the end zone to make the score 21-0 Lake Orion. At halftime, the crowd was introduced to the homecoming court. Last year's King and Queen, Grant Johnson and Cheyenne Sloan, returned to Dragon Stadium to crown the 2015 King and Queen. Johnson placed the crown on the head of Dominic Fosman, and crowned 2015 homecoming queen was Destiny Roper.
How does it feel, guys, to be the newly crowned homecoming king and queen?
It's really exciting. I'm really happy.
Yeah, it was unexpected kind of, so it's like a lot more fun and exciting.
There wasn't much action in the second half of the game, with Lake Orion adding only a field goal to make the final score 24-0. I caught up with Coach Chris Bell after the game.
It was great to see guys get opportunities. LaJuan Bronner, made a heck of an impact that first half, caught some nice balls, did a great job on the crossing route and scored a touchdown. So awesome to see him do that. Keith ran the ball real well in the first half. Chris Wilson came in and gave us a different change up there in the second half. Defensively, did a great job keeping them off the board. They're a little challenged in some areas, but they got some really good athletes that we knew we had to stop. And Dan does a great job mixing up formations and shifts and sending everything under the sun at you. So defense played really well. Special teams, I thought we were pretty solid. So it's progress. So it's a much needed win, a win on homecoming, all that great stuff. But we're fighting for our lives, and it's a step forward as we get ready for next week.
With the win, the Dragons' record improves to 3-4, with the team traveling to Clarkston to take on the Wolves. From Dragon Stadium, I'm Kevin McCormick reporting for ONTV Sports.
Many of us have heard the story of the Great Chicago Fire of 1871 and how it all started when Miss O'Leary's cow kicked over a lamp. Although the origin of the fire is difficult to prove, there's no dispute that the fire killed 250 people and destroyed over 17,000 structures. In 1922, the U.S. government declared the week of October 9th as Fire Prevention Week to commemorate the anniversary of the tragedy. The Orion Township Fire Department hosted several events during Fire Prevention Week, which kicked off on Sunday, October 4th, and came to an end on Saturday, October 10th, with an open house. On the evening of October 6th, several fire departments came together in Orion Township with an apparatus display in front of Hollywood Market on M24. Representatives of Oxford, Rochester, Rochester Hills, Auburn Hills, and Addison brought out a wide variety of emergency vehicles for families to enjoy. And there were even historic artifacts on display. Visitors were treated to a barbecue with food provided by Hollywood Market.
You know, first off, I want to credit the two people, Dave Welch and the chief, Bob Smith. Chief gave me the go-ahead to kind of do what I wanted here, and Dave kind of did the same thing. So without them, this wouldn't have been possible. And then Anthony Geraci is kind of my right-hand man when it comes to fire prevention activities. So we were out here before at sunrise, setting everything up and coning everything off and kind of doing the logistics. But I really want to thank all the departments that participated here today. Auburn Hills, Addison, Oxford, Rochester Hills, Rochester City, and everybody from Emergency Vehicles Plus who brought out our new Rosenbauer ladder truck as well. I mean, it would be very boring without them. So I want to thank everybody for coming and thank you so much for showing up.
Orion Township was proud to show off its new ladder truck, which they will take possession of at the beginning of 2016. The truck was positioned next to the fire department's existing ladder truck, which is more than 40 years old.
Well, this one's a 2014, the other one's a 1974. So right there is a big comparison. The old one's will only go 85 feet high. This one will go 100 foot. All the modern technology on this one that one doesn't have.
The theme of this year's Fire Prevention Week was Hear the Beep When You Sleep, and the National Fire Protection Association encourages families to place a smoke detector in every bedroom. Visit nfpa.org for more information.
The best way to keep your spending dollars in the community is to buy from local vendors. Recently, Orion Township hosted a unique craft show that allowed residents to shop for Michigan-made products. On Saturday, October 3rd, more than a dozen local vendors set up shop at the Orion Center for the annual Made in the Mitten craft show. Visitors were able to shop for art, crafts, clothing, and books, all made by Michiganders for Michiganders, and the event was free to the public.
What makes this unique is it's part of the whole Buy Nearby campaign. It's all about buying locally, spending your money where you live, pushing the economy up in your own hometown. We have a jury that looks at the vendors' photographs and what they're selling and how it's made, where it's made, who makes it, what it's made out of. That's how we select the vendors that are here, and we have a few more than last year. Every year it grows a little bit bigger, a little bit better. So this being our third year, it's better than last year, and it'll be better next year.
Among the vendors peddling their wares was Lake Orion resident Sherry Heiler, who uses recycled and reclaimed wood to create art shaped like the state of Michigan. She's fairly new at the craft show business, having done her first show in Petoskey about 6 weeks ago.
Well, it's all made by me, and it's all 100% recycled or reclaimed wood of some sort.
Great.
So the windows all came from a house downtown Detroit. It's 100 years old.
Were they in the process of tearing it down and you just...
Nope, they're rebuilding it.
Oh, I see.
So, yep, and it's all about I'm trying to reclaim everything. And the backings of it all came from the garbage bin at Home Depot.
Oh, wow.
So I recycle everything.
Oxford resident Jean Dickman has been entertaining family and friends with her stories her whole life. When publishers weren't responding to her submissions, she decided to self-publish her children's stories with the help of her husband. She has since written and illustrated dozens of books geared toward the little ones.
I write children's books from preschool and early readers up to probably 9 or 10 years old. The subjects are up to the parents to decide the maturity of the child. I've got a few that are for a more mature child, maybe even going to 11 years old or maybe 12. but I do all my own illustrations, and my husband edits it from if I'm using an English word instead of an American one. But yeah, it's a fun thing to do, and I love it when the kids come by because my booth is one you can touch everything.
Orion Township's next major event is the Boo Bash, scheduled to take place on Friday, October 16th at 6 p.m. Little ones can enjoy snacks, crafts, and a hayride to a pumpkin patch on the grounds of the Orion Center. Be sure to visit oriontownship.org for more information.
As the temperatures drop, classic car owners begin to think about putting their vehicles away for the winter. But car buffs recently got together for one last cruise that benefited a good cause. ONTV's Joe Johnson has the story.
On Saturday, October 3rd, Golling Buick GMC in Orion Township hosted one last car cruise at their dealership on M24. Originally scheduled in September, the event was postponed due to thunderstorms. Mother Nature wasn't much kinder this time around, with cold temperatures, blustery winds, and a slight drizzle. The weather didn't seem to affect turnout, however, as an estimated 200 classic car owners came out to get in on the fun.
The car people are really good about getting out here and supporting this event, and as long as it doesn't rain, they're going to bring their cars out because they're pretty proud of them, and they should be. So it turns out to be a great day, and you know, we can't fight Mother Nature.
Right. Now it's free to the public and it's free to show the car, right? So in what ways are you raising money today for you?
Well, we get sponsors to donate money and buy trophies that we hand out here today, and then of course we have 50-50 raffles going on and different items, different things going on throughout the day that can raise some money, and we're raising not only money but awareness. And then some of our car clubs actually give money to Love Inc., so it works out pretty good.
President Bill Golling showed off his beautiful 1948 Chrysler Town and Country. This is the 9th year of the charity car cruise and the 3rd time the event has benefited Love Inc.
This is a community we all live in, and I live here in Lake Orion as well. And it's the community that supports us and our business. We always want to try and give back as best that we can. I'm blessed as far as having great employees and great customers and all the rest, but it's also a blessing to be in a business that can also be considered your hobby and your fun part of it as well, because I love cars.
I bumped into Fox Sports Detroit anchor Mickey York, who was invited by Golling to pick out his favorite car for an award. So Mickey, you're a car guy?
Yeah, I'm a car guy. I own a car that's currently being restored, going through that arduous process. But yeah, this is one of my hobbies. I love it. I love seeing the cars. I love all the cars. I don't have a particular favorite. I have a '62 Impala Super Sport. It was my grandmother's car. I got out of the family. I tracked it down, bought it back, and now it's being restored. So, but yeah, so I love coming to the shows, and I love looking at the cars, and yeah, it's a lot of fun for me.
Inside the dealership, visitors were able to escape the cold and take part in the Ladies' Boutique. Vendors sold a wide variety of merchandise and donated a portion of the proceeds to Love Inc.
This car cruise means a lot to Love Inc. because it's another means of giving back to those that we serve. This is the 3rd year that we've had it, and we really appreciate everybody that's come. And we help approximately 500 families a year, so this is a big deal for us. And it's just a chance for the whole community to come out and have some fun. And as you can see, we have a lot of vendors here today. We have churches that participated, and it's just been a good time.
In Orion Township, this is Joe Johnson reporting for ONTV News.
Love Inc. of North Oakland County is a nonprofit organization that links churches, volunteers, and service agencies and helps them organize their efforts in the community. For more information, visit loveincofnoc.org or give them a call at 248-693-HELP.
In late August, a story broke within Oakland County detailing the unfortunate passing of Michigan State Police Trooper Chad Wolf, who was hit and dragged across I-75 while riding his motorcycle on patrol. But on Wednesday, September 30th, the people of Oakland County joined together to help support this trooper's family in their time of need. The passing of Michigan State Police Trooper Chad Wolf still weighs heavy on the hearts of Oakland County residents, as we were all reminded that even in the line of duty, accidents can happen now and then. However, the family of Trooper Wolf has not been forgotten nor abandoned, because on Wednesday, September 30th, Oakland County employees came together in the main lobby of the Oakland County Executive Office Building to donate a check of $7,000 to the family, which was accepted on behalf of the Wolf family by Wolf's commanding officers, Captain Monica Yesh and Lieutenant Mike Shaw.
First off, in the state police, we have Captain Monica Yesh, who is the commander of District 2, and she will speak this morning and accept the check for Aaron, who is Mrs. Wolf. We have Lieutenant Michael Shaw from the state police. I've got numerous county employees here, and I welcome all of you, since you're the ones who fund this casualty. Let me explain.
The ceremony was brief but heartfelt as Oakland County Executive L. Brooks Patterson gave a monologue thanking employees for their generosity and continued support towards Trooper Wolf's family.
It just cried out for us to do something. And so we said, let's do a casualty. And we have raised the most money ever in one casualty. And I'm delighted to present this check to the commander of the district, Captain Monica Yesh.
Also, Captain Monica Yesh of the Michigan State Police gave a speech on the impact that Trooper Wolf had on his fellow officers, as well as the community in which he served, and thanked everyone there on behalf of Erin Wolf, the late trooper's wife.
Our heartfelt gratitude goes out to each and every single one of you today. $7,000 is an awful lot of money to raise to wear jeans, and we greatly appreciate it. I know Erin would like to have been here, but she couldn't make it today. She wanted to make sure that I told you, each and every one, thank you. I got to know Erin as a result of Chad's death, which is an unfortunate way to get to know someone, but I've met a very strong woman. She's extremely strong. She has 4 children that she's going to have to raise by herself, and she greatly appreciates this. During getting to know her.
After the donation was given, Captain Yesh and Executive Patterson remained at the podium to answer any questions about the investigation and the well-being of Trooper Wolf's family.
Well, first and foremost, our motor unit has reached out to Erin and her family. They spend time with her. They've done some things for her. They've set up lawn mowing so she never has to mow her lawn. So she doesn't have to shovel snow come the winter time. I had a security system put in her house. The motor unit has taken extremely good care of her. We've tried to get her to some of the memorials that we've had this past weekend. His family, Chad's family down in Illinois, had a memorial service, and we sent some down there. Our troopers as a whole, they're healing day by day. And that's a big hole to fill. Chad was a tremendous man. When I tell you this, I can tell you because I knew Chad. Chad was had a smile, his whole face lit up when he smiled. He was a loving husband. He was a great, fantastic father. He was an awesome trooper and a great friend. And he is missed, but every day we heal a little bit more.
From Waterford, I'm Jonathan Jackson for Ontv News.
On Wednesday, September 30th, Oakland University held a media event to announce a $2 million grant from the Kresge Foundation for a high-level finance course where students will manage their own $2 million investment fund. Oakland University built a state-of-the-art data analysis lab complete with real-time stock tickers and dozens of computers monitoring the marketplace through the Bloomberg terminal.
We're very grateful for the Kresge Foundation because it shows where I think Oakland University really is in the sweet spot. That is working with our community and our students to make our students much better educated and improve their ability to function in the real world.
The fund will allow students to gain real-world experience in portfolio management and stock selection. The $2 million comes from Kresge's $3.5 billion investment fund.
You know, we do a lot of things from an academic standpoint, but nothing really hones someone's ability without actually doing it in real life. And so while there's a lot of investment theories, and we certainly have a great faculty who actually educate our students quite well, the actual seeing the movement of the market, making decisions and seeing how the market reacts or observing how these things occur is actually a life experience that you cannot duplicate in the classroom.
The idea that we've created a stock fund where kids will work with the professor, work with an advisory board, and be able to understand how to value stocks, how to create a portfolio, how trading works. It will really get them ready to step into jobs in the finance world when they leave Oakland, and hopefully they can do that here, because oftentimes that kid with the undergrad degree in finance or econ or math thinks, wow, I got to go to Chicago or Boston or New York to do investing. Yet we hope to keep them right here.
This is the largest student-run investment fund in the state. All transactions will be overseen by Kresge, and any profits will remain within the program.
On September 28th, AT&T Michigan contributed $5,000 to the group Homes for Autism. The official check presentation took place at the Orion Center, where AT&T Director of External Affairs, Lori Doughty, presented the donation to the Homes for Autism, Bill Schramm. Michigan State Senator Jim Marlowe and State Representative Brad Jacobson were also at the ceremony. Autism affects around 50,000 Michigan residents, including approximately 18,000 school children. The local charity provides financial assistance, support, and housing for adults with autism and developmental disabilities. Bill Schramm shared with us the importance of the work Homes for Autism does for the community.
Old homes need lots of repairs, and the people that live in the homes obviously want to make sure that the homes are in good shape. And we want to be likewise good neighbors to the community where we live. In the home that we had renovated this year in conjunction with Habitat, I personally talked to each of the neighbors and gave them my business card, so that if they have any questions, they can give me a call. It's a very delightful experience, a challenging one, when you see the people that live in the homes.
AT&T gives money to several organizations throughout the state of Michigan, like Homes for Autism. Millions of dollars go to help these great organizations doing great work. And I just want to say thank you to Senator Marlowe and Representative Jacobson to letting us know about this great organization, because they connect us to their district and the people in need in their district. So thank you very much to those two, and AT&T is proud to be a contributor.
For more information about Homes for Autism, please visit homesforautism.org.
Among the many benefits you can find within the Orion Center is a permanent wellness center operated by Beaumont Health Systems. Visitors can take advantage of blood pressure checks and other screenings offered by trained staff. Recently, Beaumont hosted an event that offered a wide variety of screening not normally offered at the Orion Center. On Friday, October 2nd, visitors were able to take advantage of numerous health screenings at stations set up throughout the Orion Center. The Beaumont Health Fair is offered twice a year, once in the spring and once in the fall.
Well, what we do is we write all the results down. We tell them that they can take this to their family physician and say that they visited the health fair today and these were their results, so that they can put that on file in their medical record.
For more information about Beaumont's Wellness Center, you can call 248-391-0304, extension 315. That's all the time we have for this edition of ONTV News. For daily updates on what's happening right here in Lake Orion, visit our YouTube page and like us on Facebook. On behalf of the hardworking staff, I'm Ciaramitaro.
And I'm Jonathan Jackson. Thanks for watching.